According to Al Jazeera, Japan's economy minister has said that the country is facing its worst crisis since World War II after data for the last quarter 2008 showed the economy shrank by 3.3%. Will this have a major impact on the Asian economy?
Which economy shrunk 3.3%?
Japan.
Yeah. I'm looking for 3.8 in the U.S. economy, so they're all going to get down those numbers. Some of them will be 5% or more. And it's going to affect the whole world. And it's not going to change anything because Washington and all the other G20 countries, what they're going to do is continue to increase money and credit, keep zero interest rates, and create more debt through monetization, and we're going to have hyperinflation until the bubble bursts. And you don't want to be on the other side. And either way, gold is going to be the winner. Historically, that's the only way it has ever been. And, don't try to analyze it. Don't try to outthink it. Don't try to outtrade gold and silver. You go long and you stay long.
Was John F. Kennedy part of the Illuminati before and killed because he had a change of heart, or was he a good man from the start?
He was a good man from the start. I wasn't a fan of the Kennedy family. I knew them personally. I didn't know Jack. I didn't know Joe because he was deceased when I was a teenager. And he got killed in the war. And I didn't know Bobby, but I knew Teddy. And I knew Joe Kennedy very well. I knew his wife that unfortunately had to go to, I guess for lack of a better term, an insane asylum. And she was very nice. And I knew the two girls quite well. I caddied for them. I hung around with Teddy a little bit in the summers down in Cape Cod. I was a caddy. We were poor. They were high-lace Irish. And they didn't have to worry about money, so the kids didn't have to work. They played golf. And but anyway, I knew the Kennedys. And I didn't agree with their politics. But Jack and his family had absolutely nothing to do with the Illuminati.
We know that the COMEX good price is manipulated, so please explain why mining companies can't just sell their gold for a price that they think should be fair. Why do they still follow the COMEX price?
I think they're terrified. And if you think about it, everything that they do is government regulated. What they can do with the land, and that's in Canada, the United States, and many other countries as well. But primarily they're afraid of the American and Canadian governments. And so they stay in line, they keep their mouth shut. I think they should speak out, but it's easy for me to say that. I'm not running a mining company. So they've chosen to stay in the background and do what they do best, which is mining.
In this current bull market we're going through, will there come a time when I can buy horses and land by paying in gold without having to switch to paper money anymore?
Good possibility. It all depends on when it is and what circumstances and so on, and how hungry the guy next door is. If he's got 100 head of beautiful cultured beasts, he might be willing to let go of 5 or 10 of them for a sovereign or something. Now those things can happen, and they've happened before, and they will happen again.
And those questions were in from Caesar.
Cesar.
Well, let's go back to Friday and pick up some questions we didn't get to on Friday.
Yeah, because you made your computer go down.
From your comments. It just went down right after your comments. The 3 E's of sustainable development are equity, economy, and environment. the courts of chancery were the equity courts. Persons that felt that the laws were too harsh or might be applied differently brought their actions before the courts of equity. Do you think that bailing out corporations and individuals, as we have seen in these two bailout schemes, might come under the heading of equity?
I don't know. Please reread the question again.
All right, well, let me get back to the 3 E's of sustainable development are equity, economy, and environment. The courts of chancery were the equity courts. Persons that felt that the law was too harsh or might be applied differently brought their actions before the courts of equity. Do you think that bailing out the corporations and individuals in these bailout schemes might come under the heading of equity?
No, because I don't think they've got anything to do with government except in an abstract way. They're business enterprises of one form or another. And government, which is the people, shouldn't be responsible for what happens to individual companies, even if they do it under orders from government, which was, as far as we know, the case. So I say no. I think that in normality, what should be done is that they should be allowed to go bankrupt, like you and I. I mean, if we do what we do, and we go and get in a situation is bankrupt, we have to go bankrupt. No. Can somebody tell me why we should be bailing out all these commercial entities? We shouldn't be. Why are we? We are bailing them out because they are part of a group of people who caused this monstrosity deliberately in the first place. So, they should all be allowed to fail. And I know that's painful for people who are shareholders in those corporations, who have money in those banks and insurance companies and so on and so forth. And, but, you know, that's the way it is. That's what the rules are.
This question's in from Gail. She has several. We'll probably get to the rest of them on Wednesday. But she understands why the world power brokers want a one world government of power, but it's not clear to her why they want one currency. Why is that so important to them?
When there's one currency, no matter what you do within your country, almost 80% of what happens in your country is dictated by the fact that you no longer have sovereignty because you don't have control over your finances. They are controlled from another place, Washington, London, Frankfurt, wherever. And that's the big downside. And that's why they want this world currency, this World Bank, we'll call it. They want them to lose their sovereignty so they can control them. And that's what this is all about. Control. Power. Satanism.
And that just comes along with the one world government. I mean, you couldn't have a one government and have various currencies. I mean, you need one currency. I mean, it just as you said, it's the
one
economy,
policy,
the monetary policy that controls, because you couldn't have a one world government without the one world currency.
You're correct.
I am?
Yes.
Thank you. I guess we do have time for other questions. No, there's the bumper music that we have about 30 seconds left of the program.
Oh, again?
Well, time flies when we're having fun.
Oh, boy. Okay, Wednesday.
Wednesday? Will you come back?
I promise.
Are you sure?
How can I refuse?
Okay, well, I'll be here. And I hope the listeners will be back. And we just hope that if you didn't work today, enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll be back on Wednesday, and we'll be open tomorrow. Give us a call at 800-375-4188. Until then, keep safe, and God bless. Thank you, Bob.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.